Not in the cake?
No, not in the cake, no. There's a weird little line. But I think it might just be your face. Like a little bit of lippy escaped. I don't think anyone can see. Maybe even you do that. Don't do that. Don't do that either. Stop doing that. Is that what your face normally does? There you go, practicing for death.
Hey dolls, it's me, Wilma Fingerdoo, with the Fingerdoo review of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star Season 9, Episode 6, and I am joined, as always, with my illegitimate drag daughter, Wilhelmina Boxfarts. How are you, Wilhelmina?
I'm super duper, Wilma. How are you?
I am okay. Now, before we get started, I need to thank this week's tipper-doos. We have John Pinniger. Thank you, John! Chris Haid and DJ Tenzin.
A DJ?
Yeah.
Where's his name, DJ?
I think his name is DJ.
Yeah. He should be a DJ.
He should be a DJ. Are you a DJ? Let me know in the comments down below. And finally, well, we couldn't be thanking the tipper-doos without thanking my tipper-doo boyfriend, Vito. I love you, Vito. Now, it's time to get into it. Episode 6.
New review, new digs. I feel like we're at a very...
Oh, my new apartment.
Like it's corporate.
Very blank right now.
Yeah, it feels very corporate.
Yeah. We're going to fix all that up. We're not really even set up where I want to film.
No. We're just on a sidewalk somewhere.
Just hoping for the best.
It's fine. Hoping that we'll get the keys at some point. But
to be honest, I didn't want her in my new apartment. That's what it was.
You know what? It smells like the old apartment.
I think that's still you.
Is that me? I was setting myself up for a mean joke about you. But you just snatched it out from under me. How rude.
Cut you to the quick.
How rude.
So we kick this episode off in the workroom with Roxy Andrews up in her feels over giving the ruby snippers to Gottmik.
Ooh, unnecessary drama. I'm over this snipper drama.
Well, I love the fact that Gottmik said that Roxy was the saddest frontrunner she'd ever seen.
Yeah, that's a lot of emotion for... Safe?
Yeah.
No one's going home? And
no.
Nothing's happening?
No.
Yeah, I'm
Do you think that she was playing it up for the cameras, Roxy, or trying to create more drama than the cast was feeling at this point?
Is she still feeling like she needs to have a redemption arc? Is that what's going on?
Is that what it's
called? Do you need to be redeemed?
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on with Miss Roxy, but I am over it. I'm over it. Yeah. Stop it. Calm down. Georgia seemed to have no problem giving snippers out. It's like, give them to this bitch, give them to that bitch.
She's going to hand them out like they were candy.
Snippers for everyone. She needs the safety snippers, though, because she's just a baby.
She's just a baby. The young don't know.
Just a wee little one.
They don't know.
She's going to run with those snippers. She's going to lose an eye.
And then what'll happen? Nothing. Of course, Angie wasn't buying the whole I didn't know where anyone was, that's why I wasn't looking thing from Roxy, because while Roxy was shuffling down the line, everyone was yelling at her to keep moving, and no more loudly than Angie. And so how could she not know where she was?
You don't recognize her voice by now? Did you think that was Michelle? No one's buying what you're selling.
Yeah, but either way, regardless of it all, whether it was put on or not, it was a tense way to start the episode.
They seem to like this. I think they're desperately searching for drama.
It could be that thing like The Matrix. We had to make it flawed because you wouldn't accept the programming if it was perfect. These queens need drama or they can't compete.
Nerd.
Clearly I took the red pill. Clearly I took the red pill.
You snorted the red pill. You didn't even care. You're just like, pills, more.
They barely got the lid off. I'm like,
Mama needs her pills.
So the next day, Ru showed up pretty in pink.
So pretty.
Not only with the mini challenge, but it was tied into get the word out for people to vote.
Everyone go and vote. All the queens had a little you should vote little moment.
Yeah, which...
I mean, as a non-American, I just didn't care.
No.
I just didn't care, but I understand why they do it.
Yeah. And then they kept the theme going with the mini challenge by having a straw poll.
Ooh.
I think it would be hard to spin on a straw pole.
I prefer a pole made of bricks or sticks myself.
Yeah,
straw poles are too easy to blow.
You're going to blow them right over. Done.
I'm biting my tongue about a piggy joke right now so hard.
The best part about this mini challenge? The poll workers. Asif was there along with Jesse James Pattison.
You get their names?
I do. I look them up. I follow them on Instagram.
Oh God, I call them Bulge 1 and Bulge 2.
Yeah, well.
Or Bruno. What is Bruno's name?
Or the Ginger.
Or the ginger.
Or
I
the
love
smart
the
ginger. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't understand why they were there because I was just like, oh, is it because they're wearing straw-colored?
I think that they're contracted to be on X number of episodes, whether they're needed or not.
Good.
I think they should just be standing there. People are feeling a little overcome. They just grab hold of a pit crew member for just
I've been overcome.
a centering.
A grounding. So for the straw poll, they would ask a series of questions, and it wasn't about getting the answer right. It was about making sure you had the most popular answer. And the winner got $2,500 for their charity and a beautiful benefactress badge.
Oh, they're handing them out like they're candy.
Like candy.
Why make it a challenge at all? Just, here's your badge, let's go home.
Well, at this point, I think they're just throwing Chanel a bone.
Well, you'd think.
Is she a vegetarian? Does Chanel like bone?
I don't know, but there's something going on with Chanel right now. So, the first question was, which queen is most likely to actually run for president?
Ooh.
Who would you have guessed?
None of them.
I would have picked Nina.
One.
I would have picked Nina only because she's very politically minded.
Well, sorry to these queens, but I don't think any of you would be a good commander-in-chief. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it. None of you are presidential material. But yeah, I probably would have picked Nina too.
Well, almost everyone did except Gottmik, who picked Chanel.
Well, I think Gottmik picked Chanel because she assumes that the president has to be old. As things continued, Roxy, to no one's surprise, was voted as juiciest ass. Angeria, to no surprise but Angeria, was voted most delusional. That was a fun little peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, what's going on there?
Yeah, I wonder why they think she's delusional. Because she thinks she's going to win and they're thinking that she's not.
Yeah. Roxy was also voted most likely to be an election denier.
Oh, yeah.
Georges was voted least likely to vote.
Well, I don't even know if she could spell it.
I don't even know if she can reach.
No.
Do they give you a little apple box and those little?
She'd need a spotter or something for sure.
But they don't let someone go in with you. So she would just
not anymore.
Oh God.
The last question was, which queen was likely to be the next Secretary of Shade? Nina and Georges were at the
neck and neck.
Nina wanted another badge. Georges wanted another badge. Chanel wanted any badge.
Any badge. She's heard of these badges.
And much to Nina's chagrin, the popular vote went to Roxy, which meant that Georges won because she had picked Roxy, and, well, Nina had not.
Nina had not.
Yeah. So, Georges won $2,500 for the National Association of Mental Illness and a benefactress badge.
That's number 2 for Georges?
That's 2 for Georges. Well done,
That's
Georges.
as high as she can count, so she better not get any more.
She only got the 2 hands.
She's
1, 2.
Stomping her feet.
Yeah.
Trying to count them out.
When she learns fingers, she'll get up higher. And then Ru announced this week's Maxi Challenge. The queens would be performing a roast at the National Drag Convention. Not a real thing.
Not a real thing.
And Georges, because she won the mini challenge, got to pick the running order of the show.
Ooh.
Well, too bad she doesn't really know what kind of power that is, but
she has
bless
no
her
idea
heart.
what
Bless
kind
her
of
heart.
power. Yeah. So there didn't seem to be too much drama when Georges was assigning the order. Chanel went first and didn't seem to care because she's a hostess. Georges put herself second. Plastique was third. Roxy was fourth. Vanjie fifth. Angie sixth. Gottmik was seventh. And last but not least, Nina West.
Clearly the other queens thought this was going to be Nina's challenge to win, but she wasn't as convinced. She's just not that shady. She sees herself as a kinder, gentler kind of queen. The ones with weak wardrobes usually do. Oh!
So the queens got to go to rehearsal with Michelle and the iconic Ruta Lee.
She's Canadian, did you know that?
She's Canadian.
Born in Montreal. Yeah, actually she's Canadian-Lithuanian, but...
Oh, well, we don't talk about the Lithuanian.
No, but he does.
Yeah. No, I must confess, I was like, I have no idea who this is. And then I looked her up and I was like, oh, I know exactly who this is.
I knew who she was because I remember her on the Roseanne show as Bev's girlfriend. But I had no idea her history beforehand. So,
I knew her from stuff from the late 70s and the 80s.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize she started her career back in the 50s.
Yeah. Seven Brides for Seven Brothers was her breakthrough. Yes. And then she was on co-hosting a game show with Alex Trebek, High Rollers, in the early 80s.
She outlived
Yes!
Alex Trebek.
She got things to say. She got stories. She knows what's going on.
So at rehearsal, we saw very little of Chanel. I didn't have a lot of feedback for her.
No, she seemed to be doing all right.
Yeah, Roxy's feedback was that, she was reminded that she was terrible at roast, but she seemed to have some material there.
She seemed a little bit more prepared than the last two times.
A little more prepared. They didn't have much to say about George's. Rita couldn't understand Vanjie's.
No one can.
There wasn't much feedback there. And Jerry needed a pep talk.
Yeah. I'm glad they gave it to her too. Yeah, because she was getting up in her feels there for sure.
Michelle kind of picked up on that. Plastique forgot to bring any punchlines. She just had a couple of setups and no punchlines. Yeah. And then she remembered that she'd won a comedy challenge the week before, so she's like, "Oh, I'll just do a character.
Just do that again. I'll just do that again. Yeah, a character.
This will all be fine. This will be fine."
Yeah. I'm surprised that she doesn't think of her drag persona as a character.
That is weird. Yeah. She's probably like, I'm too gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh, she's a character. Nina had a good rehearsal as well. For somebody who was worried about roasting people, she had some good singers.
And
And then she seemed to carry that over into the workroom. Like she told Roxy that her Tasha Salad character wasn't funny.
About time somebody said it to her face.
That's right.
I agree with Nina West.
Stop doing Tasha Salad. Nobody likes her but you, Roxy.
Yeah, Nina West for president. I take it back. She'd be an excellent first lady, president, person, commander in
Queef.
What? Did you think that? Did you just come up with that just now?
No,
of course you did. Wrote it down on your hand. I never say it.
No, RuPaul said it a bunch of times.
I know.
And then it was time for the runway. Ru looked fantastic again. This whole look still was all about that wig.
It's all about that wig.
She looked gorgeous.
Love that wig.
I just would like to say this. Whoever told Michelle Visage to wear a turban needs a slap. Seriously, Norma Kamali stopped making those things decades ago. Stop wearing them. They don't look good on anybody. Nobody.
Let's think about wearing a turban next week.
Don't.
No?
I will slap it off your head. And then it was a roasted time. They kicked things off with an invocation from drag poet laureate Bob, the drag queen, which I was glad to see Bob. She looked good. Yeah. That's Madonna, the tour money she's wearing. She looks good. But I thought it took the wind out of Chanel's sails.
I thought it was a bit weird. I thought it was odd to have Bob there. Like, she was funny, but she wasn't so funny.
No.
So I was like, well, did they tell her to tamp it down? To not make the queens look bad?
Or they just edited it?
Or were you there just to warm everything up? So I thought it was an odd choice. I always love to see Bob.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was a weird choice.
Yeah. And then Chanel went, and I thought, she looked fantastic. That orange feathered outfit was gorgeous on her. And she didn't do a bad job.
No, Chanel did as well as I thought she was going to do. She had a solid opening.
I thought she would ramble more. She didn't. Yeah. She seemed to stay focused.
Got to the point. Jokes were funny enough. I thought she did a good job.
Yeah.
Not a great job. Just a good job.
No. Good enough to open. Nobody's sorry they came to that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she didn't take a big steamy poo in the middle of the stage, so good job. Good job.
Georges went next, and I think it's very smart that Georges followed Ru's advice and did a typically straight character, super gay. But I was distracted by Ru laughing at her before she'd even opened her mouth.
I mean, I was quite surprised by Georges.
Yeah, she did a good job. She did a good job.
Yeah, because she's like, well, I know the most important person to make laugh is Ru.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come out as this butch character. It's not butch at all. She was fun. She was dirty. She was much funnier than I thought she was going to be. She looked really comfortable.
Yeah.
Up on stage, so I thoroughly enjoyed George's
Way funnier than Snatch Game, anyway.
Oh, much funnier than Snatch Game. Plastique was up next in a Sailor Moon outfit, so she
looked
could
gorgeous.
Briefly pretend she was at an anime convention and then drop that immediately.
I love that she was smoking a cigarette.
Was that the character, though? Was her character just smoking a cigarette?
Yeah.
Is that a character?
Yeah. That was part of whoever that Sailor Moon wannabe was. She smokes. Yeah. Very funny.
And some Sailor Nicotine. So
I mean, clearly Plastique has never held or smoked a cigarette in her life, but it was very funny.
But
and good for her.
It was enough of a crutch to get her to relax. I'd heard most of those jokes before.
Oh, they were
in a different form.
Oh, yeah. No. Those were dad jokes, internet jokes, and good for her.
I mean, one of them we heard on Drag Race UK, the last season of Drag Race UK.
That's right.
Switching out crayons for popsicles or something. Yeah. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really have to reinvent the wheel with this. You just have to delivered and make it sound like you wrote it.
Yeah.
So I thought...
All you need to do is come to Drag Race with a good burn for a slut, a good burn for an ugly girl, a good burn for somebody...
These are all the same burns.
Roxy was next, and the best thing about her set was that wig.
She had a great wig.
Oh my God, it was so beautiful, I nearly threw up. And Roxy did a good job.
Roxy did a good job too. I think she completely vindicated herself from her two previous, let's be generous, dumpster fires of roasts. Let's be kind. I'm turning over a new leaf. Yeah. Angie was up next, and she started off very strong, and then quickly went off the rails, which is enjoyable. And Angie having a train wreck is a good time because she doesn't look upset at the fact that she's having a train wreck. She's still having the time of her life. Yeah. So weak on material, very strong on personality.
Yes.
I would go to that one, but very enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, there was never a lull in her set, even if she was forgetting things or whatever. It was very...
She was telling off the audience and flipping her wig around. And
Yeah, she worked that way. There was a point there where I kind of thought her wig had slipped back a bit, but it's just the way it was styled. I just had that moment where I'm looking at it again. Rewind. Is her wig coming off? Because she's a wig girl.
She's a wig girl.
She knows.
She knows how to wear a wig and how to stick to her head. Staples. Ooh. To keep cleaning up the blood from the forehead of mine. You went really hard with the staple gun today. It felt like, felt very personal. Not just functional, just, I don't know why we needed staples to stick on the eyelashes this week either. It's very uncomfortable. I don't think I like it. Sometimes you teach me something new and I'm like, this is one of those weeks.
Angeria was next, and I don't think I ever had a worry for her. Even during the rehearsal when they had to give her a pep talk, Angie knows how to perform.
She knows how to perform.
And she has some great natural instincts, and her accent is lovely. The way she talks is lovely. Like, it makes for a good time whether she's ready or not. And
she's got a funny-looking face, and it all just fits together. She did a great job. Gottmik was up next, and I thought she opened a little bit awkwardly, and then, even though she was 100% just doing Nikki Glazer roast jokes, she didn't really deliver them with a lot of gusto, which was kind of unfortunate, because, I mean, if you're going to copy a roast from someone, Nikki Glazer's a pretty great writer to copy from, so I wasn't going to hold that against her, because I know these are comedy queens.
Yeah, I think that if she had been more into it or up with it, I think she would have done better.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to Gottmik, because the last time we saw her do a roast,
she killed it.
Yeah. So I was a bit disappointed. It wasn't a bomb.
No.
It just wasn't.
Nobody really bombed.
Yeah. But like if Roxy's doing better than you.
Yeah. Something's wrong.
Off. Something's off.
Yeah.
And then closing out the show was Nina West, who the most devilish thing about her was the outfit she was wearing.
I loved what she was wearing. That was
very
fun.
Cute.
Yeah, that wig was gorgeous.
She was a little soft.
She was, yeah. I thought she seemed to be going in harder during rehearsal than she did for the actual roast.
Where was that warm-up energy?
Yeah.
Nina.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to play up, I'm the nice queen, well, it's fine. It's a very funny angle to take, but you need to balance it out by being even more mean and filthy.
Yeah.
You can't be like, oh, I'm the nice queen, and, Robin Twats was... Robin Twats was... Robin Twats was good, but she really could have gone in just way harder than she really did. So, again, not a bomb.
No.
Just, I wanted a little more from my girl Nina.
Yeah. Bless her heart.
Bless her heart.
Yeah. And then it was time for the runway. Category is Atomic Blonde. Ooh. Chanel went first, and I think right away they said she looked like Ruta Lee, and she did. It was very funny, unexpectedly.
Not just because of the age.
They both look good.
They both look good, yeah. Ruta looks better for her age than Chanel does.
Oh, no. Chanel looks terrible for Ruta's age.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, I don't know. I thought this was just enough of a combination of things for me to give Chanel a good old Fingerdoo. George's was next, and I don't know. She was doing a Mad Maxi thing as well, but she had like the sideways Lisa Simpson, the spike but sideways.
Well, she was
like
doing like Tina Turner and Mad Max.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a very structured hair for Tina Turner. The last thing I thought of looking at her was, no.
It was giving me a lot of like My Little Pony.
It was very My Little Pony.
Oh, I can't wait to brush that out when I'm trying to fall asleep tonight. Good times.
The fun thing with it was she had the spark makers on her wrists, but I don't think she really did anything with that either.
No, I didn't even notice. If you're gonna make sparks, you got to be like Crystal and bring a, actual heavy machinery with you.
They got to fly off your poissage.
Yes. I want to be worried that one of those sparks is going to take my eye out.
Yes.
Or set all my hairspray on fire or something. Some danger.
Come on, Georges.
Come on, Georges.
As far as Georges' outfit goes, though, I'm going to give her a figure down.
Yes.
I just felt it had nothing to do with anything, and the sparky thing was kind of like a last-minute add-on. I don't know.
Next down the runway was Plastique Tiara in a car /
It was like Terry Mugler on bunny steroids.
It was very. I didn't get atomic.
No,
but I was having a good time.
I don't know. I have a feeling with a lot of with a lot of Plastique's runway that it's more that she had it, not that she had it made for this category. And this one was a good look, though. I liked it.
It was a very fun look. It's kind of a vague category, though. So
very open to
interpretation. Interpret it as like post-apocalyptic, but you could have done a 50s atomic thing. Yeah. You could have done just your face melting off. You could an ode to Chernobyl. You could do all kinds of stuff.
Lots of stuff. Yeah. I'm totally giving Plastique a Fingerdoo because any Terry Mugler influenced outfit is always going to go over well with me. Just saying. Roxy was next, and her atomic blonde survived the Ice Age or something like that. And I liked how she looked. I liked her outfit. It was a little simple as well. Same with Chanel's, like along that line. It could have been bigger or more interesting, but I didn't hate it on her.
It definitely felt more retro than atomic. It was, again, giving me Quest for Fire.
Yes.
30,000, BC, whatever that movie was about your childhood.
Mama's going to get us a mastodon for Din Dins. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or in Roxy's case, an Astodon.
I want to give Roxy a Fingerdoo, but I think it's her makeup that I'm giving the Fingerdoo to more than the actual outfit. So maybe a Pinky Doo for Roxy.
But with like a long fancy nail.
Yeah. Thanks, Abby!
Next down the runway was Vanjie, and she went for a futuristic look, which to me looked like it was made out of bubble gum.
Like crocheted.
It was like kind of crocheted, but plastic, and then like melting off. The judges went gaga for this, but
I loved it.
And I liked that it was different, but it was weird.
I also loved that her wig was short. She had on like a structured pussycat wig. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the ASPCA. Yeah, I didn't understand this look.
No.
And you know me, I got angry because I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I liked that she was trying something different.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what I was looking at.
Yeah.
I was confused.
So because of all that, I'm giving her a Fingerdoo.
Stingy.
I like Vanjie, but I don't know. This outfit could have been better. Angie was next, and if Georges was wearing a sideways Lisa Simpson, Angie was sporting the full tilt boogie, and I didn't hate this look, but I didn't love it. The wig looked cheap. I didn't enjoy the fact that her bra wasn't covered. Like all of this fabric on her, this fur and leather and a white bra. You know what I mean? It just was...
I didn't even notice the white bra. I think I liked it more than you did. I thought she was doing a better version of what Chanel and Roxy were trying to do.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to give this a Fingerdoo only because I think she could have done it better. I would have at least covered that bra. That bra bothered me to no end.
Just saying. The penultimate queen down the runway was Gottmik in a black off-the-shoulder, one boob hanging out, kind of showing some metal through the scrapes in the skin underneath. Again, I felt like it didn't really meet the brief, but the brief was so vague that I went with it. It was fun.
Yeah, I liked this look on her. I thought she looked great. I liked that one of her eyes had a contact, one didn't. I like that she was doing more of a skin tone than her signature white look. But what I loved about this was the subtlety of it. Do you know what I mean? Like
Is
it
that
was
what we're
just
saying?
yeah, like the
You're
fact
clearly
that
a
she's a
woman who
trans male
values
wearing a
subtlety.
breastplate now to look like they're organically growing off of her body, but clearly there's machinery inside them. And I'm totally giving Gottmik a Fingerdoo. I thought this was just an exquisite look. I think there was a lot reading between the lines of this costume, which I think elevated it from what was being seen on the runway.
Yeah, I don't want to do any reading between the lines.
No, you don't like to
I don't want to. Yeah, I can see your point, but I was like, I'm not here for subtlety.
Yeah.
I'm here for drag.
Well, then you must have loved Nina's runway because there was nothing subtle about this, and that's too bad.
She was a little space-age teapot.
She had an atomic bomb going off on her head. The bottom of her outfit was a rocket. I hated this look so much.
I knew you were going to hate it.
Oh, it was awful. First of all, the skirt from the side view gave her like a full-on fupa and no bum. It was just a weirdly constructed bottom to the skirt. And then when she was walking down, it looked like something was falling out of it or something. It was just, and then the atomic bomb on top. Like, I think Nina has some great ideas, but they don't all necessarily need to be on the same costume.
No, I thought she looked like a tea kettle, just like blowing her top.
Yeah. It was.
It needed to be tipped over.
So I don't think it's a surprise to anybody that I am not giving Nina a Fingerdoo. Shame on her.
It would be more of a surprise if you ever give Nina a Fingerdoo.
Well, if the runway category had been Atomic Fupa, then she would have won, but it was not, and she did not. So after the judges judged and compared notes, Ru announced that this week's top two queens were Plastique, surprise, surprise, although not, because she killed it, and Angeria. Well done, Angeria.
Well done, little Angie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it could have gone to between Plastique and Georges, just because of how much Ru was laughing, but yeah.
And the song they had to lip sync to was La Bouche's Be My Lover. It's a great song. It's a lot of fun. But this is the thing. We have not talked about this all season. But
Plastique not knowing the words?
She doesn't know the words to almost any of the songs that she's lip syncing against. And this was clearly the most obvious one because she didn't even try. I thought it was funny at first that she was pointing to Angie to sing the male part. And that's what I was reading it as, was just a read from her, a shady read. No, you do the male part. And
I read it as she didn't bother learning the rap and was completely shocked that Angeria did. It was like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, look at her. She knows the words.
It's at that moment that I realized not only did Plastique not know the words, but she hasn't done a lot of good lip syncing.
Is she a lip syncer? Or is she a look queen?
I think she seems to be a good dancer. She certainly can dance. She's capable.
She can move for sure.
I think that Plastique has lip synced so much now that she's either got to do something new, like learn the words, or have a new style of dance or something, because we've seen it all. Like, she's only got so many tricks in that bag.
Yeah, inevitably she's going to get on the floor, which I like, and she's going to flick her wig around, which I love. Don't get me wrong. I love some hairography, but when your hairography's not winning, you gotta mix it up, girl.
Something else. Maybe shoot some sparks off your poussage or something.
Your poussage.
I don't know. I would learn the words. I would start with that.
I mean, baby steps. Yeah.
I think if you learn the words, then maybe that would give you insight into new moves. I don't know. Just saying. So it was no surprise to you and I, anyway, that Angie was this week's winner. She got $20,000? $10,000 for her charity, and she got to hand out the ruby snippers again. And all I could think of in my head was, "Ooh, Roxy, you in danger, girl!"
And indeed, she was. She was in danger.
She was in danger. Yeah. Roxy got these snippers again. Yeah. I thought it was so funny.
I mean, Angie did have to pray on it for a little bit.
She took a moment to talk to Jesus.
And I'm not sure how many moments were cut out, but Ru seemed to be checking her time.
Yeah, like, come on.
Come on, girl.
Yeah, none of us getting younger.
Snap. So good old 3-badge Roxy, it's going to stay 3-badge Roxy next week.
At least for one more week.
Yeah.
What did you think of the episode?
It was a very fun episode all around.
I also thought Rudalee made an excellent judge.
Rudalee was fantastic.
She was on top of it. She knew what everyone was talking about.
She told Chanel to have off. It was a good time.
It was a good time all around. Yeah. So There you go. What did you think of the episode? Leave a comment down below, one way or the other. Let me know what you thought. And while you're down there, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. You can also help support the Fingerdoo review by leaving a comment, or if you want, you can use the YouTube thanks button just below this screen to leave a tipper-doo, or like the tipper-doos I mentioned at the top of this video, you can leave a tipper-doo through the OG PayPal tipper-doo link that's in the description box down below. I also have a link to my Redbubble store where you get some Wilma merch, including the Wilhelmina Box Fart tee. And I have a link to my Patreon page where we meet twice a month for live chats and such.
Love and such.
Thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for having me.
And until next week, SS! Mwah! Seriously.
Seriously.
Yeah,
The last time we see Rudy on TV.
Wouldn't that be like a shame on one level, but also like, oh, at least she went out smiling.
She went out smiling. I hope.
Well, there's now a whole group of people that when she does die, they'll all go, oh, Rudy died. As opposed to who?
Who?
Who was that?
I mean, there's definitely some space in that vacuum that was left behind by Betty White. But I don't know if Rudy's interested in filling that vacuum. She's probably enjoying
She looks like she's busy.
She's busy. She's
got things to do.
retirement.
She doesn't need to fill
She's busy.
holes or boxes or
Who does? Stop filling holes.
Yeah.
Talk to you about this.
That's what Georges is there for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiny little holes.
Oh, I don't think it's tiny.
He does like to talk about gaping holes.
There's an echo when she walks into the room,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
For sure. There's a reason she doesn't wear a thong.
Yeah. I think that's what makes Rue laugh the
No.
most.
The thong?
No, the echo. Oh. I don't know what that was.
I
I'm
do.
so sorry.
It was unacceptable. That's what that was. Unacceptable.